One Belt, One Road could be seen as China's contribution to the New World Order in the 21st century. But is that the case internationally, and what are the implications also for Hong Kong? With us is Nicholas Kwan. He's the Director of Research for HKTDC. Nicholas, thanks for joining us again. Now, looking at this strategy that we see before us, how do you see this as interfacing with the international community?
It is very important that One Belt, One Road success should not be confined to the One Belt, One Road countries. Some probably name is 64, 65, whatever you name it. 500 years ago, we haven't discovered America, and China hasn't reached all the way to South Africa. So to propose the Belt and Road with the synergy of the old Silk Road and the maritime Silk Road, that's where we come from. But in the Chinese official document, they make it very clearly, this One Belt, One Road proposal is based on the historical area, but not confined it or not limited to those areas. It has to be global, one way or another. That's where the global or new global order coming into. What is new versus the old is that the world's economic picture or landscape has changed so much over the years, particularly in the last 20, 30 years. Look at China, 20, 30 years ago is much smaller in economic size than today. But many of the world institutions, the banks, the funds, the trade organizations, all those things is still very much based on what we were 50 years ago. And they need time to change. And before they can completely fit into the new order, we need something to stimulate this change. That's where this One Belt, One Road or the AIIB, all these things coming into.
But do you see contentious issues actually arising, for example, on trade facilitation and that kind of thing, where it comes to, let's say, the European Union or the United States?
I see there will be conflicts, but I see even more opportunities for them to work together, just as what we heard about the AIIB, the New Silk Road Fund, and all those things. They are not in direct competition, but even they were competing is a good kind of competition. But the key here is that to make it work, we need to communicate to the other side, and that's where Hong Kong comes in. Everybody look at One Belt, One Road, they say that it goes all the way to Central Asia, West Asia, and all those things, which may not be that familiar for Hong Kong, particularly for Hong Kong business. Traditionally, is with the major markets, the Europe, America, Japan, and all those developed countries. That's where we are important that while we are developing the One Belt, One Road regions with the new model, new proposals, we have to tie in these developed countries to work together. Hong Kong has a high concentration of multinationals from these countries. And for them to participate in these projects, One Belt, One Road projects, is indirectly linking these countries' interests to the One Belt, One Road area.
So you really see Hong Kong as being, if you like, the pivot to take the One Belt, One Road from basically a local and regional kind of issue to something that is global.
Definitely. That's exactly where we are important. A lot of the role being paid for the regional or the local roads can be done by many other places. But what is unique for Hong Kong is there's seldom, or even you can say no other places as international. From the Hong Kong perspective, and looking along the Belt and Road area, I think some countries could be more ready and more easy to benefit from this proposal, like Southeast Asia. This is a region which has been growing at reasonable speed, has gone through many stages of development, and have enough diversity as well as momentum. The other big potential is South Asia, particularly India. It is not to say that India has to rely on the One Belt, One Road to develop, but this is a country which has huge potential, has been growing and reforming itself. What they can benefit from the One Belt, One Road is to connect their growth momentum with the other engine, so that the twin engine can grow together much faster and much stronger.
Nicholas Kwan, thanks for your comments.